With a common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is...
Oh, what is going on, guys? It looks like we might have just put the low in. Might have just put the low in right as we're going live. And my name is Nick Hellman. I was going to say bend over because we're taking it today, but...
and I'm Phil Good.
Glad to see you guys in here. It looks like a couple of you have already started having a couple beers. Enjoy.
Shit.
Hopefully we can provide some good information. We're going to have the Todd Father looking at the charts, of course. I got some news. Is Bill Clinton the Savior of Ripple a Coinbase conspiracy? I see you, Coinbase. I see what's going on. I'll let you know about my thoughts on that.
I see you, Phil.
And Stellar XLM, you know I prefer Stellar over XRP, has just been kind of noticed in CoinDesk as it was one of the top movers this month of July. I think it was up 44%. The combination of Coinbase ads, Palm Beach Confidential, and just it overall having a fundamentally sound platform. We'll talk about that as well. So without further ado, let's see what's going on in the chat box, and let's just get this started.
Fat pudding in this bitch.
Fat pudding. Jet says, good timing.
What up?
Glad to have you in here. There is no Zencash giveaway today, but starting tomorrow, we will have a fresh batch of Zencash to be given away to each and every one of you. So make sure to continue to tune in. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button as the community continues to grow. And we will be giving away one Zencash per day, currently valued around $27, on its way to $200.
And we're not shilling.
Oh, you guys are going. Man.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's just about to get even longer because my screen isn't propagating right.
Taj is loving this market. Be careful, Taj. You're going to get this shoved way up your backside here in a minute.
Hang on. I'm trying to fix this.
That was a sell-off you were looking for. That's it. It's all over.
Hopefully this works for you guys. Oh, no. Mine's locked up again. We're going to you. We're going to the charts.
You're locked up?
Yep. You're
well,
good.
Dang. I'm here. What we got? 15-minute Bitcoin. I done the quick recording this morning because I had mentioned I didn't expect it, that we could mouse around and maybe go down and visit the previous support down here, which is 7630, 7700 or so. So I'm guessing that's the fourth wave. Maybe we just completed it. We had a little spring just a little bit ago. Made a new low from this morning's lows and reversed it here. So I'm kind of still leaning that that's a four from the pink right there. And we're going to go up to above the 8,500, maybe 9,200 or something. So I'm still sticking with that. I don't think there's any reason to change that. We've had a little volume come in here, but that'd be expected as we kind of break down a little bit. As everybody knows, the alts are getting hurt pretty bad. So I think Bitcoin's okay here. So you get back on over there, Ben?
We can try it out. Let's see, Ben.
But Classic just went from like, what, 1660 to 1590 in 2 seconds. And back to 1630.
Oh, we got it. So. I got it. Here we go. We're going with dark mode. Are you sick of all the scams? Then you need to watch to learn crypto and make sure to avoid them. So currently the market cap is at $275 billion. Bitcoin dominance, 48.2%, inching even higher. Bitcoin is having a rough day though. Let's refresh it. Let's see if these numbers are doing any better. Not yet. Doesn't look like it yet. Bitcoin at 77.42. Taj, are you still thinking we're going all the way to 5K or what? You still holding cash, my friend? Ethereum, $432, and the list goes on and on. Everything is in the red. Painful, but you just got to keep hodling at this point. Binance Coin up 4%. They announced that they did just buy some, they bought a wallet. I can't remember. I tweeted about it. Let's see if I got it. They bought Trust Wallet. So Binance acquires Trust Wallet, a popular mobile crypto wallet. So if you saw the news or saw my tweet, maybe you bought it, and you have a chance here to take a little scalp if you want, make 5% gains. With the rest of the market red, unless you think Bitcoin's going to turn it around pretty quickly, Binance probably will give up those gains. So you might just want to lock in a little bit of profit. And then Verge up 3% because it was added to Huobi Exchange, which is a pretty large volume exchange. It was at one point up like 25%, as you can see on the chart over here. Taking profits is never a bad thing, guys. But Verge is still sitting at under 2.5 cents. We know it got as high as 9 cents during their partnership of a Pornhub, of a whatever kind of video thing they had going on. And, we were saying that I probably would have sold that run-up or had a tight stop on that one, as I didn't believe that that was the proper way for them to announce that partnership. But it's finally seeing a little bit of gains here by getting added to a new exchange. And then lastly, Metaverse ETP up 1.3%, trying to hold some of the gains it had yesterday. So nothing too exciting going on. I guess really the lowest losers are the ones that you should be looking at today. We got XRP, Zencash, Litecoin, IOTA, Zcash that are kind of hanging in there. So that's about all I got. We'll let Todd do the charts, and then we'll get into some of these fundamentals and news articles and tweets and everything else for you.
I hear you, Tosh. The problem is, if you look at, this is a 30-minute Bitcoin. You can't look at that and be too bearish at the moment. We're not having any type of breakdowns. A pullback to, even by Elliott Wave standards, support is the previous fourth. So support would be 7,200. That would be deeper than I would like, but that really wouldn't break anything. So a move down here to this previous support at 76 and change is definitely not hurting anything. So I can't turn any type of bearish with you with what's in front of us.
When do you turn bearish? If it breaks below what?
Anything below 7,200 would have to start getting suspect, I guess. Overlapping the wave one back here at 6,800 would not be cool. So, as I mentioned, the software, they just had some intraday data issues. If one of the 89 exchanges doesn't report, it was causing an issue, but they were going to fix that. They said another developer is going to spend 2 days on it. I'd like to see the volume here, but coming into the wave three top, it wasn't really giving us any issues. So, it's just the ebb and flow of the markets, I would say, right now. We just got some selling come in. We still got a lot of people that want to be short, don't want to be long. So we're going to have some of that. The wave five is where everyone realizes they're wrong and they chase it. So that's still to come, I believe. But, a lot of these other altcoins, they're definitely not as strong as Bitcoin. So here's Bitcoin Cash. Still trying to hold up relatively well, so that one's not too bad. Dash down 8%. But that's starting to look, I've been trying to call for a 1-2, but that's looking a little suspect. Classic just had that break below support just a few minutes ago. We'll see if that stays down there, if that's maybe a quick spring. Ethereum 432. Again, trying to look for 1-2 1-2s, which is still okay, but going to get suspect here. Litecoin 7909. Same thing there. Looks a little bit better after making that 76, and then held a little bit ago and now working higher. So be nice that 76 to be a low. Neo looks more like a triangle that fell out of it with a 1-2. The only good news about that is after a little bit of rally, another decline, probably check 28 or the low at 27.50. That would be a reversal low there finally, maybe. Ripple not doing much. Don't know what to say there. Looks like we did touch the low or spring the low. You'd have to look at it really close. That's Bittrex. So XRP not doing well. If we go to ADA, still looks good there. Let's look at some of these. We've been BAT, still looks pretty good there. I like that pattern. DigiByte still looks okay. Like these are the strong ones that hopefully can lead us back. And then what? Made still looks good. Came down to that 44 level I kind of talked about. Could go lower and still look good at 40. That one might be all right right here, right now. I mean, XLM still looks good. Down 5.73%. I mean, that one looks extremely good. Zen at 27. Can't really complain about that either. ZRX, I said, keeps holding that $1.05, and here we are, 107.5, and really, I think that one still looks good. So, a few of the alts still holding in there, but definitely Neo, Ethereum, some of those are looking still a little heavy. So, BTC springing. I mean, we did just spring that low just from this morning. If you go into, and this could be a springing this low. I mean, that would be ideal as we run clear back up here, you know, to 8,000, come back to 7,800, and call this whole thing a spring. So we did just spring it on, you know, if we go to like a 3-minute chart, go the 5 minutes. I mean, springing this level over here and then doing a spring just a minute ago. So let's see if we can call it any type of low that we just made. So let's go to XMR real quick for the Fred Meister. XMR USD down 7.5. Let's go back to 2 hour. Not much to say there. I mean, some of these could be, that could have been a leading triangle. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then an ABC. That would mean a quick rally is coming up to like 170, 175 maybe. So that'd be all right on XMR if we could get that going. But I would think, we got to make a low right here, right now, really. XMR is wrecked.
All right, guys. Well, here's one that I put out. We were talking about co-vesting yesterday, how I said if it came back down to 14K sats, I'd be looking for an entry position and to keep an eye out on my Twitter. I did post today that I am seeing some entry support band for co-vesting between 11.8K Satoshis to 12.4K sats. The co-vesting platform is set to launch this quarter at some time. And really anything below $1 here, I'm kind of interested. This is the one that we did that ladder trade where it had some massive spikes just about a week ago. So somebody was buying a ton on market order, probably in anticipation of the launch of this platform. The token economics behind this token are very similar to BNB and KCS, except they're going a step further by allowing copy trading on their platform. That means, say myself or Todd are on there, we're trading on co-vesting. You can actually pay us in co-vesting tokens to copy our trades automatically. We would almost be serving as like a human bot for the amount of portfolio you allocate to us on that platform. So I think that is pretty interesting. With the referral program, I think you're going to start to see a lot of crypto Twitters trying to refer people when that exchange goes live, and they have been developing it for quite some time. So I'm expecting the general user interface and the security to be really strong. They didn't just create an exchange like some of these decentralized exchanges do and just pop up live. They've been working on this for like a year now. So I think that's one to take a look at fundamentally and look at the charts if you're looking for something to buy. Also, I was saying Coinbase conspiracy. Here's my conspiracy. So they posted this article, right? I really don't care much about the article. It's talking about our chief compliance officer, blah, blah, blah. I don't care who you have there. Just add Ethereum Classic already. Look in the background here. So if you zoom in on this, I already zoomed in earlier. These are actually Bitcoin chocolate candies. And there's probably another one over here, but I think this is this gold here is for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, purple for Ethereum, silver for Litecoin, and green for Ethereum Classic. And I tweeted, I think that they're going to be adding Ethereum Classic soon. Otherwise, those chocolate candy bars are going to go bad if they wait much longer. So, that is my fundamental analysis for today. I'm creating conspiracy theories. That's how desperate I am for Ethereum Classic to get added.
Bend Over is going with green chocolate.
The green chocolate is in the background. Ethereum Classic is going to be listed before those go bad. If anybody knows how long chocolate stays good for, let me know. We'll narrow down that date and we'll nail it.
There we are.
But on a real note, guys, I still think Ethereum Classic is a good buy, good mine at these levels. Ethereum Classic is going to be for sure listed on Coinbase. The other ones that they announced, ADA, XLM, Zcash, BAT, and ZRX, are still solid coins there, but those are still maybes. We don't know when or if those will be added. I think they're going to add Ethereum Classic first, Ethereum Classic for sure before they add anything else. And what other reason would you have these random things back here? It matches up the color scheme perfect. It's a chocolate circle, and if you zoom in, it has the Bitcoin logo on it. I think it's coming soon. That's my opinion.
We bring real value.
That's my value. I'm always getting those conspiracy theories. This is my Joe Rogan show or something right now.
Too fun.
But in real news, Bitcoin price heading to $500,000 in 6 years, a hedge fund manager says. This year is more than halfway over, but hedge fund manager Mark Yusko isn't backing down from his prediction that Bitcoin price will receive a new all-time high in 2018. He is sticking by his year-end price target of $25,000. He originally made this prediction in April, adding that he expects Bitcoin to march to $75,000 by 2020, $200,000 by 2022, and ultimately eclipse $500,000 by 2024. Those are some pretty big numbers. I think this $25,000 is realistic. Until we get to October and we're still down in these lows, I really believe that we will break the 800 billion all-time high this year by the end of the year, which would put Bitcoin somewhere around $22,000 to $25,000. And this guy is sticking by his call. Obviously, he's made good predictions in the past, and he is managing a ton of money. Let's see if he starts onboarding some of that investor money into the institutional cryptocurrencies, maybe going through Coinbase or the ETF or whatever. But I just thought that was interesting. And if this thing is $500,000 by 2024, we're all going to be really happy. And these $200 moves are going to mean absolutely nothing. What are you laughing about over here?
Craig says, can we get a reflection off that Coinbase ball guy's head? Maybe we could see who was in the background. Maybe
one of the Ethereum Classic guys are there.
Maybe the Classic's head guy was in the background.
Here's another little
eating
conspiracy.
Green chocolate.
Here's another conspiracy I had. I don't know if you guys watched my Charles Hoskinson interview, but one of the coins that they listed that could be added.
Nobody watched that shit.
Was ADA.
We paid for views.
All reviews are fake.
Sorry. We pay for views and subscribers. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Anyways, on to some real information that somebody actually provides. If you listen to that, ADA was listed by Coinbase to be maybe one of the coins that will get listed. If Ethereum Classic gets listed, who is one of the main guys who spent over $1 million of his own money and 18 months of development time on that? That was Charles Hoskinson. He also happens to be the founder of ADA. Coinbase said that the only drawback to the 5 assets that they said they might list is that they need to figure out the development, how to integrate them into their system safely, securely, and properly. Who's some of the best developers in the world? IOHK, which is backing Cardano, and they already are going to have interoperability with the Ethereum Classic blockchain. I think that adds up that ADA has a high chance out of those to get listed as well. Money.
Chris K9 bringing the real information.
What'd he say?
2 to 4 months on the chocolate.
2 to 4 months? So let's assume
eat by date.
Let's assume that they've had those there on display for a week or so. So, by September, ETC will be listed. Now, I really hope it's going to be sooner than that. Like I said, guys, the code is already done. I don't know what they're waiting for. I don't know if they're waiting for the ETF announcement. I don't know if they're waiting for there to be more of a bullish sentiment in the market, as that will drive more consumers and volume to their exchange, and they'll make more money off the listing. I'm not sure. It's only a matter of time. If Ethereum Classic provides dips, I'm going to continue to mine it and buy it. I think you should at least have some of it in your portfolio, especially at these levels, in Satoshi value and US dollar value.
Mike's Junk makes a good comment. I mean, he says crypto rally won't occur until people stop looking for a rally and making calls for 500,000. I somewhat agree with that, but it's like the average person, I think, is knocked out. So I think those are just, the Tom Lees and some of these people that are in longer term. And so I don't think that's the 100% thinking out there. So I think we can continue to work higher myself.
All right, well, I got a couple more things I'll go over.
Pothead Crypto, what's up? I don't think we've seen you in a while.
Steven says, would ETC shoot up to 18 to 20 on a Coinbase listing? During a bull market, I think ETC would shoot up to like 30 or 35 and test the all-time highs, my opinion. On its way to $50 to $100 once we actually get this this market cap going. But I think on a listing, you're going to get at least into the 20s, but I really think it'll have a chance to test those all-time highs around $34, $35. So Iran's Bitcoin volume soars as the I don't even know what their fiat is called. How do you even say this? I don't even know, guys. Value enters a death spiral. Essentially, their fiat currency is collapsing. Their monetary system is collapsing over there. Iran's national currency has crashed to its record low against the U.S. dollar as the country prepares to face economic sanctions imposed by Trump administration. Stuck in between a depreciating national currency and strict law enforcement agencies, some Iranians are reportedly turning to Bitcoin and similar decentralized assets to elude sanctions. Since May of 2018, when the U.S. announced its sanctions against Tehran, Bitcoin trading volume with the country has experienced a marked uptick. Though it is still far below the all-time high it was set in December, around the same time, local media had claimed that Iranians had sent over $2.5 billion of their land to purchase Bitcoin and other digital assets. Now you can see here, this is local Bitcoins in Iran because they don't really have exchanges over there because the government made it illegal for exchanges to operate over there. Essentially, it's illegal for these individuals to buy cryptocurrencies, but they're doing it on the black market anyways. Here's the volume. At least we're seeing some Bitcoin volume out of somewhere right now because we're not seeing it out of our end. And here's a country that needs this for a verified reason. The fiat currency is done. We saw this in Turkey. We've seen it in Venezuela. We've seen it in Australia having some monetary issues. Now Iran is in big trouble. Don't think that this can't happen to larger countries and eventually the U.S. dollar either. And really that's the main reason that cryptocurrencies came about, because it was discovered and created during the recession that happened here back in 2008, 2009 with the United States stock market. But I just wanted to show this because they are starting to get some volume here, and maybe some of these other smaller countries can kind of lead the charge as the tide starts to turn here in the cryptocurrency digital internet money land. You know, we saw a similar attempt made by Venezuela to make their own cryptocurrency. It's called the Petro. We said we weren't touching that. Thank God we haven't. The initial price for that was $60 per Petro. Right now it's worth about $16.50 with minimal demand from global markets. The reason that Venezuela making a digital currency or Iran making a digital currency doesn't work is because you're relying on other countries to accept that to drive price appreciation or for you to be able to trade for items with it. But no other major country wants to risk the trade treaties they have with the United States and the European Union, to trade with Venezuela or Iran. Because if they were to accept the Petro or whatever Iran is trying to do, there's very well could be sanctions put on them by the United States or the Euros, or the European Union, I mean. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see as the monetary system starts to collapse from country to country all over the globe. Although, be it smaller countries right now, it affects a lot of people living in those countries, and we're seeing that cryptocurrencies such as Dash, Digibyte, Vertcoin are reaching out to these communities and trying to get crypto in the hands of those individuals. And that's what crypto is all about, a global peer-to-peer network, and we're kind of starting to see that happen.
Buy gold.
Buy gold?
Yeah.
There you go.
People ask about that. I think I'd buy a little bit of gold here. Or actually, I'd buy GLD, the gold ETF. But also, I had a few stocks do okay today, but I got wrecked on lumber liquidators. So, not a good day there. I had some good profits and gave it all up. But some people have asked about the metals. Here you've got the OP making new lows. GLD held the low. We've been oversold, and the force is trending higher. So I think GLD could work a little bit higher. And I know that sentiment, everybody is short gold. They're at record levels on shorts. So any rally can maybe get some steam going. So if you're looking for something on the side, I'd look at GLD. And do your own research. That's not investment advice.
Did you want to make an announcement? Didn't you have something you said you wanted to?
Oh, yeah. We're also going to do 20% off the course because the software, I used it some here and we had a few issues with intraday data missing, but that's getting fixed. So we're going to do 20% off the course next 2 weeks, 20 dog day, one word, 20 DOGDAY, 20 dog day. And ZRX is at 111.5. I like the way that thing acts. Just made that quick low. We sprung this. We've had good rallies off the lows. I still like ZRX here if anybody's looking for a flyer. And Bitcoin 77.40. Yeah, so 20 dog day for 20% off till August 14th. That's what I got.
There you go. 20% off our cryptocurrency trading course over at learncrypto.io using the word 20 dog day for 2 weeks. The dog days of summer are here in St. Louis. It is hot, and we're going to give back to you guys and give 20% off since the software has been delayed. Obviously, this sucks. We all want the trading software. We'd probably be trading way better right now during this bear market, but we're doing what we can without the consolidated volume. Obviously, everybody else has to deal with it, but we really wanted to bring this community to help out our PCG clients, to help out you guys, and to provide something unique to YouTube because nobody else is going to be trading with this trading software on YouTube. So that is coming soon. The developer said hopefully we already had an alpha. We already saw a beta. Hopefully the final product will be done here in a couple days. We'll mess around with it, put it through the rigor test, maybe have somebody, so you guys maybe beta test it and see if it holds up before we try to push anything on YouTube or sell it to you guys or do any of that. So 20 dog day for 20% off of the cryptocurrency trading course. Now, is President Bill Clinton going to be the savior of Ripple and the XRP token? I mean, he was really good with national debt when he was the president, but does he know about institutional transactions? Does he know about cryptocurrency, blockchain technology? I'm not so sure. I mean, it's a good PR move here by by Ripple here with their swell. But again, what's interesting about swell is it used to have to be invite only. I don't know if it's invite only this year. But I just think it's interesting why they would choose President Clinton. If you guys have a positive opinion why they would choose President Clinton, other than just the marketing and the name drop, let me know. I know that probably cost Ripple quite a bit of money. I think somebody said it was $750,000 to get President Bill Clinton to speak at your event. Where's that money coming from? Is that coming from some of the Ripple owned by the CEOs? Is he going to dump that on the market? I don't know. Somebody was saying, they're partnered with Bill Clinton and Madonna, and we got all this positive news, but the price doesn't move. Maybe it's because Ripple donates the XRP token to them, and maybe they sell it for US dollars. That's a lot of downward selling pressure. Who knows? But the real reason I wanted to bring this up is a lot of people were saying, will XRP have a bull run because of this swell conference? Well, I did a little research. The swell conference last year was October 16th until 18th. If we go over here to XRP.
We really should Skype in Carrie probably, because Carrie used to be Miss America's travel companion, so she's got a little experience with Mr. Clinton.
Oh, God. I don't know if I would want my wife hanging out with him.
What's Bill Clinton screwing now, Craig?
So October 16th to 18th is when the swell conference happened last year. Look what happened to the price. We saw a final spike on the first day and it absolutely dumped out during the conference. If anything, I think, we're seeing here around October 3rd, so about 2 weeks before the conference actually happens, you see a little bit, a 20% price movement. But once the conference happens, since it's invite only and not a lot of that information is coming out, et cetera, it gave all of that back plus some. So everybody was saying that last year it led to a massive bull run when the swell conference happened. I'm not seeing it. They got 20% gain, and then the day the conference started, it gave back all 20%. So do some research. Don't believe everything you see on Twitter. If somebody does present some kind of historical data, make sure to go back, check it out for yourself. So if anything, I might look at maybe going 2 weeks before this swell conference happened. If people are talking about it on Twitter, etc., buy in, try to look for a 20% gainer on the XRP token if you like to play that game. What's going on over here that you're laughing about?
No, Carrie just texted me. I can't even say that.
There you go, Felix. Last year, it dumped during the conference. Exactly. That's what I was trying to show.
What up, Trent? Tony M back in here.
Tony M,
a little bit of information as always.
Where you been?
He's got it all. Got to pay Bill Clinton and Verge.
That's why the price is going down. He stacked his bag, spent it all, and Pornhub sold it for cash.
That's funny.
That's hilarious. Do you guys have any, on a serious note, have any fundamental questions for us? Any charts you want Todd to take a look at real quick? I know we're all trying to be positive. Not a ton going on in the news. The charts aren't looking great. We're down about 5% on every single project. But, you know, we're here each and every day to have some fun, provide some information, provide some trading opportunities, and really just continue to grow this ecosystem.
Somebody asked about Z Classic. I mean, Pat asked about it. Pat Gunther. You know, that thing is so volatile. I don't really trade it or have any positions. I would have thought this was accumulation and a jump and a pullback. I mentioned that the other day. So I'd rather be long that here if I had a position. But that might be more for Nick to make a comment.
Z Classic is essentially a dead project, guys. Okay, so let's get this straight. Z Classic is a dead project. Why does Z Classic see pumps like this? Because developers and teams are continuing to fork the code. There is going to be a new fork. You know, they already forked it for Bitcoin Private. This one is going to be called Bitcoin Anonymous, and that's why we saw the spike. People are trying to accumulate it. They're assuming it's going to be a one-to-one fork. That's about all I can tell you about it. So I don't know. You know, we don't like to play these forks very often. This is like the third, fourth, fifth fork of a fork of a fork for Z Classic, and it's called Bitcoin Anonymous. And from everything I'm reading, it's going to be very similar to Bitcoin Private, just a different team, different board of advisors, etc. If there's a massive pullback and you think that it's going to be successful, we could see a nice little pump. I don't think, especially in these market conditions, we are going to see the $300 Z Classic like we saw with the Bitcoin Private fork. But you could probably see another nice little jump here if Bitcoin Anonymous comes out with a white paper or gives an announcement date or something like that. But that is up to you. You got to do your own research on that. I'm not going to play that game on this one. Obviously, I already mined some Z Classic, so I got Bitcoin Private. I made that public, told you guys that. We made some gains here on the channel. Some of us bought in and sold near the top, collected Bitcoin Private after the snapshot, etc. But as far as Bitcoin Anonymous, I've not done enough research on it, and I don't think it's going to have as positive of an impact due to it being just another fork and coming out during a bear market.
How much BTC by end of year? I'm still going to go. We'll be back near the highs, I guess is where I'm going to say. Tosh says a new pump's coming. We're going to do Binance here in just a minute. I've got Zen in front of us. Who said it there? Zen going to come back down one more time. Johnny Hot said that, or Johnny Cool. I mean, I think that chart, if this is a leading diagonal, I mean, I think that could be a 1-2. I think that could get exciting here. So we like that one here. I would think 24, if it's spring, 20, this low here, 2370 or so, I definitely would buy there. I personally don't think he'll get it there. And then let's do BNB real quick, 1384. Holding in nicely. Mentioned that last night. So that's a 2 hour. So no selling has brought that thing down.
I'm seeing a ton of questions over here about Linda, so we're going to go over that real quick.
Rand Nooner is shilling Bitcoin Anonymous. I don't know that.
Tony M says, I have to catch up on your interviews, Nick. Super pumped to watch the one with Charles and intrigued with the EOS ones. Yeah, guys, I would definitely recommend it. I'm sure a lot of you already watched the Charles Hoskinson one. That one was awesome just because he talked about so many different topics, and I finally got to sit down with him. Obviously, you know, he's one of the biggest name developers here, co-founder of Ethereum, etc. So that was awesome for me. And then, yes, we did talk to 2 different EOS block producer teams, and then we also did one with Ethereum Classic. So a lot of large projects that we recently did. I would definitely check out all those interviews, gathered a ton of inside information on them, and you can create your own opinion based on the coins that we talked about. So all these people talking about Linda, what's going on with Linda, what's going on with Linda X. First of all, I would write this website down, lindaprojectinfo.com. That is lindaprojectinfo.com. If you come on here, this guy updates this all the time. There's even tutorials here, how to do certain things, how to interact with your master nodes, coin control, bootstrapping, everything you need to know and keep up to date with Linda is on here. I would definitely check it out. I know I get a ton of questions about Linda and what's going on, so go there. Number 2, somebody is asking, is Linda X a completely different token? Yes, Linda X is going to be a protocol platform similar to Ethereum. What they're selling it as is it is going to have everything has to be verified through the developers, as well as if companies need help developing a viable coin, the Linda project team will assist them. How does this benefit Linda holders then? The way it benefits Linda holders is the only way to purchase the ICO is going to, be with Linda tokens. That's it. In order to build dApps on top of Linda X, you need to be a holder of the Linda token. And on top of that, if you go into the white paper, the usability, so if you want to use the blockchain, it will also run on the Linda token. So the Linda token, the Linda X token, and the consumer or the users is all going to be a triangle of utilization. You need all of them to interact with each other, and that's how they are going to continue to benefit each other and benefit both ecosystems moving forward. I believe they announced the date that is going live as well. Let's check it out here real quick, just because I saw 4, 5, 6 people asking about it.
And shout out to all of our new subscribers. We're like over 4,800 now on YouTube, so we all appreciate that. We're here long term.
Linda Project says, we are absolutely thrilled to announce that Linda X ICO will begin Friday, August 24th. Visit lindax.network for more information and further updates that will be posted in the coming weeks. If you want a little insight to what Linda X is going to be and the token economics between the Linda X token and the Linda token, if you go on Linda's website, I think they got the lindacoin.com right here, and go to their white paper, you can find all that information out. I don't want to do that now because I don't want to talk too long about it because some people might not be interested. But you just go to the website, go to the white paper, and you can scroll down to the table of contents, and it talks about it right here, number 4. Linda X platform. It'll talk about all of that information that you need right in there. So go check that out after the show's over. If you're a holder or you're looking into Linda, you guys know that as far as microcap coins, I think you need to be, careful. You need to hold the large cap coins. We see now that if you would have held Bitcoin, you'd be doing a lot better than chasing some of these altcoins. But Linda coin is one of my microcap flyers. I would encourage staking that coin if you hold it, or creating a master node if you hold it, as it is super simple to set up with their new multi-staking and node wallet that they created for the iOS, Android, or desktop. No, I do not get paid by Linda. I've never got paid by Linda, even when they did the interview. If we ever get paid by a coin, we are always the first ones to tell you about it and or give a majority of those coins back to the community. Cool.
And tell them we've been working on the course again, the beginner's course.
Yeah, we got about 5 lessons of the beginner's course already implemented on onlearncrypto.io. And, the reason I'm taking all this time to create this is because I want to bring new users into the crypto economy. And I know if I'm getting the question, you guys probably get asked all the time from your family and friends, what is crypto? How do I get started? It's hard to answer all those questions, to really, not dumb yourself down, but go back to what you had to go through when you learned all this stuff. So I'm trying to create this course that's going to take everybody from A to Z. What is Bitcoin? What is blockchain? How to use it, how to buy it, how to store it, everything they need, how to get set up on Coinbase step by step so anybody can figure it out. Your grandma can figure it out, and we can really increase mass adoption here in the crypto space and really just help this community grow. We get asked all the time all these questions, and I just don't have time to get back to everyone. Obviously, I try to reply to as many of you as I can. If you're a student or a private client group, you get first dibs at replies. But some of the basic questions, it's just hard for me to keep repeating myself over and over again. So that's why we decided to set up a course, and it's going to be cheap. We'll even offer an affiliate project. So if you get a friend to get it, you're going to get $10 of it as well. So we'll see what happens.
We went to that Cardinals game, and there was all the doctors and surgeons and everybody wanting to know about cryptos. And it's just like, takes too much time to walk everybody through A through Z. You got to have some type of videos and course so they can just run through and learn it quick, and jump in and throw some real money at it.
Yeah.
Get them comfortable so they throw some real money now, not a little bit and then add later. And the same thing, I've got stock people starting to question, now starting to ask. So we're going to throw them into the course and be ready to get them onboarded.
That's what it's all about. What else we got going over here? Somebody said, so dump Linda for Linda X. I think you should look at the token dynamics in the Linda white paper before you do that. I'm telling you that if Linda X does well, Linda's going to do well, and vice versa. You only can buy the ICO with Linda as well on top of that. So I don't know if I'd be dumping that Linda just yet, or even for Linda X for that matter. What else we got going on over here? Johnny said Charles is a fraud that plagiarized all of his work. Ooh, I don't know if you want to go with those accusations. Okay.
There's Tony M talking, so I'd probably, as always, give Tony a little bit of credit there.
I guess Johnny was just making an inside joke because of one of the topics during the interview, so and he's not trying to ruin it, but whatever. That's funny. Jack says Linda X has the letter X, so it must be better. That's right. Do you guys have any more charts you want us to take a look at or any more conversations? If not, I was just going to bring up this article real quick, just kind of giving props to Stellar. You know, you guys have known since day one, I prefer XLM over XRP. I don't talk about it too much. It's one of those that I think you should just buy, hold for the long run. It's doing a lot of successful things here. And CoinDesk gave him a shout out saying Stellar cryptocurrency lives up to the name with 40% July gains. Bitcoin's 26% rally left many a cryptocurrency in the dust over the course of July. In recent months, teams seeking to launch initial coin offerings, ICOs, including social messenger Keek, have begun to utilize Stellar's technology. Also notable has been the team's technical commitments, such as its prominent support for the scaling solution Lightning Network, which developers say they aim to implement on the blockchain this year. On top of that, we know that XLM is one of the 5 coins that could be listed to Coinbase. Palm Beach Confidential increased XLM from a short-term buy to a long-term hodl on their crypto portfolio as well. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that, but now you know. That is why it is kind of hanging up here, trying to hold some of those gains, and why I still think it is pretty solid for the long term. I did my own personal fundamental review on it. I chose that over XRP. Now we have the likes of Palm Beach Confidential and Coinbase supporting that theory as well. So we'll see what Stellar has in store during the next bull run. But if you're looking for a large cap holding, that might be one to check out and see if you can buy here on the BTFD, as you can see in the background here on the overview. Shout out to Todd for setting that up and finding those letters.
BTFD, you know it. A couple other things. We had that Northern Trust article. They have custody of 10.7 trillion of assets, and they're jumping in on the blockchain, cryptocurrencies, custody, everything. So, again, when those names jump in, and that makes the the older stock client we keep talking about, that makes them comfortable about jumping in here, and that maybe they're getting left behind. So, you get a Northern Trust name, like a Fidelity. Then we didn't talk about it, like 3 days ago, NASDAQ had a closed-door meeting with some crypto firms trying to discuss where everything heads and, get this all legit and straightened out. So I think that's some big news. And that is on our blog. So learncrypto.io, go to the blog if you want to check out some decent articles. But those two are important.
Cool. I don't know if you have access to your Coinigy login on that computer, do you, right now, to look at some of the smaller coins?
No, I don't. Sorry.
Montana says, hey, Nick, you're going to cover up that XRP tramp stamp with an XLM tramp stamp? You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thankfully, I don't have an XRP one because I've never really liked XRP. I owned some, sold some. I sold mine too early, obviously. I bought it, I don't know, 4 cents. Probably sold it when we were hovering in 20, bought it back, sold it again when it was a little over $1. So I didn't ride the full wave up, but I definitely didn't miss out on a lot of the gains. Didn't get stopped out on all that volatility, etc., which I know a lot of people did. So, I don't dislike it because I missed out on it, or people are like, oh, you just missed out on the gains. No, I had gains on XRP. I don't like it as a long-term hodl for me because I don't believe the fundamentals are in line. I think it could be very well still be overvalued for the mere fact that it doesn't have to be utilized since they do have multiple platforms. One doesn't need it, one does. If you want just my non-biased overview of XRP, go to the review section as I did just kind of lay out what Ripple is, what XRP is, how they're different, how they can find success with each other or without each other. So just kind of laid that out, and you can make your own decision on what you think the value of that should really be.
Jed asked about what's the meaning of .io. I mean, if you're asking about learncrypto.io, that was just a suffix that was available at that time when Matt and I was looking for a name for what we was doing. So we just went with learncrypto.io. So I don't know what IO means. It's more like, seems like a lot of the internet newer companies went with IO a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's up, Outlaw?
You got anything else you want to talk about while we see what's going on in the chat box here?
I went through my notes. 20 dog day. If you want the course, then hopefully you'll be getting the software at half off. That's the plan. Don't know what the price is going to be. We're going to see if we can get it. If we get everything that we really, really want on there and working correctly, then we're going to definitely charge for it. If you're not a student, we're going to be overcharging for it probably, just to keep everybody away. Because I don't think anyone's getting consolidated volume anywhere, and definitely not from 89 exchanges that I'm aware of, and not intraday. Wyckoff was about volume intraday. So anybody talking about Wyckoff without that needs to stop.
Do you want to pull up the Cardano ADA chart to see if there's kind of somewhere that they can maybe buy it, if there's another line of support down there? Somebody was just asking.
ADA, USDT. I mean, you've had, we was trying to call that 1212. I mean, it's trying to rally off the lows. I think down here is good value at 14. Volume's definitely fell off here on the pullback. So I think ADA is still okay. I think that one will be one that comes alive.
If we say we're saying that the markets go down a little more, where do you find the next support? Around 12 cents or something like that? 12 and a half?
I guess if Bitcoin falls another 300 or worst case 400, then I suppose I could come down to 13 or something. I don't think it'll spring the lows. I don't think it'll get that weak. But it could spring 12, 11 and shake everybody, but I don't see that happening.
Sweet. We got Bitman D getting in here finally. Johnny M. Cool says, I have 11 cent. Stick on it, John. And John says, yeah, I've accumulated most at 11, but I don't know if it will get that low once again. I mean, we're just waiting and seeing. If we really did just put the lows in there on the fourth wave for Bitcoin, I don't think ADA is going to go that much lower in USD terms. You might be able to get a deal in Satoshi value if it doesn't keep up, but we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, Cardano, for me, I'm really bullish on it after talking to Charles in that interview, just because I looked up after that and he discussed them, how many projects they have on the horizon. And, for that, I think that it could be undervalued here at $3 billion compared to the other platforms ahead of it. Stellar is ahead of it at $5 billion, EOS at almost $7 billion, and Ethereum, of course, at $43 billion. And they really have a lot on the horizon. Now, this might not be 100x quickly, but it very well could be a survivor once after the next market cycle, a lot of these small alts might go to zero, and Cardano could be the next Microsoft, Google, Netflix, Facebook, a survivor of the actual true cryptocurrency bubble that we will see. It's just a matter of time. Is it going to be the next market cycle or 2 market cycles from now? We're not sure. We got the train in the background going.
That's a Bitcoin buy signal.
That's the buy signal.
What up, Blake Neely?
You guys got any more questions? Any more charts? What's going on? We just shooting the shit here for a little bit. That's really all we had to talk about. I would just make sure to go in the description below, see what else we offer outside of YouTube, our Twitters, learncrypto.io, etc. Become an active community member, and let's continue to bounce ideas off each other. We found a lot of good coins, got a lot of good interviews because of each and every one of you. Either somebody new, a lead developer, or a founder, somebody gave us an idea for us to do a review on a coin. We found it, people started to like it, etc. And like I said, starting tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, we will be giving away some more Zen Cash for every single live show during the month of August. Jet says, what can you say about Apollo? I don't have much to say about Apollo, Jet. I know they've made a couple recent partnerships, but that's really about it. I'll write that on my list. I'll try to get some more information for you guys. The problem with Apollo is on CoinMarketCap, they're not really telling you what the circulating supply is, so therefore we can't formulate the market capitalization. So I can't tell you if it's overvalued, undervalued, etc., because I don't have that information at hand. It's also running on super low volume, trading about $46,000 a day. But I'm going to write it down to look into it.
Outlaw Preacher says ZRX is fun to get in and out of like a crackhead. Like Kendrick Lamar on Power.
Tony M says, I don't know much about Apollo either. It's definitely one that I want to check out because I am seeing its name pop up on Twitter a little bit. And then Fred wants me to look at LuxCoin. This is one that people have wanted me to look at for a while. I haven't had the time, but the price continues to go down, so it's probably good I didn't, because I think I'm going to like what I see there. And I believe, if I'm correct, Lux has some kind of staking or masternode set up. And you know how I love the passive income we are finding on some of these coins with Zen and the secure supernodes, with Linda and the masternodes, staking from several projects, whether it's RDD or ECA or a bunch of these. I think that's really important, especially in these downturns.
EOS is still holding that right shoulder of the inverse head and shoulders, so I don't know. Could be interesting right here, right now, I guess.
Whoa.
The $7 level was the previous left shoulder, so I'd probably rather buy strength than that, but don't know about that one.
Jack says, Nick, could we get a meme coin review series going through all the super sheet coins like Theresa May coin, probably Trump coin, but do it completely seriously? Let's do it. I'm gonna do it. That'll be too fun. What am I supposed to? Am I supposed to actually say I like these? Do I need to have like an asterisk though in the bottom of the screen so people know I'm not actually serious? Because you know how people are. There's people out there that believe that the Onion, the satire Onion media, is actually real. So I need to make sure that it's people know it's not real.
There's Ken again that Doug wants to look at.
Look at the chart.
I think I didn't have that on TradingView. That was a problem.
You need to get Coinigy working on this computer by tomorrow.
I just don't have my passwords here and don't really want to bring that up. Jesus Coin.
Jesus Coin first on the list.
Jesus,
there we
Mom.
go. Johnny M. Cool says the outflows seem to have stopped from EOS Whales, waiting for them to start pulling it back off the exchanges. Let's see what happens. Let me know.
You can mine Amish coin with no electricity.
I need to write that down and just have that quote in my review. Oh, that is funny.
Philip moved to coin 27% with one buy. Low liquidity.
Oh, that's hilarious. And John West says Quant Stamp is pretty cheap. I like the fundamentals on QSP. What's the price on that? I haven't followed that lately. What are we looking at? Do you have QSP's chart up over there?
Nope.
By chance? QSP's sitting around 5.5, 6 cents with a market cap of $34 million. I think this one had a little bit of a FUD storm before this last bearish trend here. So, I mean, that's one I like. I think picking up a little QSP down here, this thing is bottomed out in my opinion.
It had a FUD storm?
Has a little good risk-reward ratio. Yeah, there's a lot of FUD. Because they were accepting some US dollars and Ethereum rather than just their QSP for their product. But they were saying that they needed to do that in order to fund the development of the actual QuantStam platform, which is possibly understandable.
I've got that chart up now, but whoa. That one, a cellar dweller.
Cellar dweller. We were coming up with for people that are just tuning in for the first time, they're probably like, what are these guys doing today?
I don't drink or smoke.
Fill her up and bend her over. We're just having fun.
If I get stressed out, who knows what happens? And I am stressed out. So.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
That's all I got. I'm hungry.
All right, guys, that's really all we got. You guys got no more actual real questions or real charts. We got no more news articles, no more fundamentals, and no more TA. Obviously, we'll be here tomorrow to give an update. Hopefully, these things can turn around. If not, hey, don't get in a fret. Don't get emotional about these small moves. You got to remember the long-term vision, why you're here, etc. You're going to be super happy when this thing takes off that you didn't get shaken out at the bottom. Now, Taj, I know you're still sitting in cash. If you're still watching, where are you buying? I know before you were saying you weren't buying to around $5,000. So you think we're going that low, or what's going on?
I let my mother buy ZRX.
There you go.
I'm still on that one again tonight. If you like risk, I mean, I still think Bitcoin leads us out of here. Bitcoin's, and somebody mentioned earlier, is the ETF going to get okayed? I mean, my thoughts are, I've said it before, I think Nick probably agrees, it's coming. August 16th, they might say it's going to get delayed. If it does, I would buy that dip and everything. I'd like to see a rally into it, like it's going to get okayed. And if it doesn't, buy that dip. And then, whether it's weeks later, months later, when they do okay it, then I think we'll be off to the races. So If you're not in, I would buy any dip on ETFs not getting okayed August 16th. I think that's the best trade.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I think the ETF is going to be listed 100%. Like I said yesterday, I think it might get pushed off from the August 16th announcement, but I think 100% there's going to be an ETF for Bitcoin announced that it will be accepted by the end of this year, probably going to affect Q1 2019.
Tony says that ETF is going to be delayed, but there will be a rally into it. And I think the delays are by, and then it does get okayed. I think it's definitely getting okayed. There's no...
What's this guy's name? Guilt in here says, how much BTC by the end of the year? Come on. I said we're going to reach... I think we're going to break the all-time highs of $800 billion. I don't know what the Bitcoin dominance would be, but I would assume I could see a $22,000 to $25,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. It might fall a month, it might be January of 2019. I really think we're going to set all-time highs, probably get around the $1 trillion mark. At the beginning of the year, I was looking for $1.3 trillion. And I think it's still not out of reach. We get some good news here. We get the ETF and a couple other, more traditional finance people coming in here, Fidelity, Northern Trust, whatever it may be. And this thing is ripe for explosion. The institutional infrastructure is being built right before your eyes. So you have the opportunity to take advantage of that. And one of the first times that the retail investor is going to have a little more power in an investment asset class. Obviously, we saw that in the .com, but a lot of people got shooken out before the real bubble happened and the institutional money came in. And I think we're going to repeat history here in the cryptos. A lot of retail investors are getting shaken out. Institutional money is seeping in right now. They're going to make this thing explode, and then the retail investors are going to be chasing once again. So don't give up your power. Don't give up your coins. Dollar cost average if you really believe in the space. Every paycheck, put $100 in, $200 in, no matter what the price is. And let's come back to this channel 1-2 years from now, because we'll still be here, and let's see how big that smile is on your face.
Sounds good to me. Do your own research. It's not investment advice. Don't invest what you can't lose. But otherwise,
that's it.
Get ready for an explosion.
Steven says, and new meme hashtag Lambo Land. The Todd Father, the man with the plan, taking us all to Lambo Land. Make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Look in the description below. Go to learncrypto.io. And until next time, stay tuned for your daily cryptocurrency updates right here at Learn Crypto.
20-dog day.
20-dog day for 20% off of that course. I will leave a comment to remind you guys, don't miss this opportunity.
Hey, stay positive, pal. Most people, when they lose, they whine and quit. But you got to be there for the turns. Everybody's got good luck, everybody's got bad luck. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard, play clean. Be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.